Greetings everyone and welcome back. This is Marco and today we're checking out the Konica Hexanon 135mm 2.5. Since my review of the 40mm 1.8, everyone has been telling me to check out the 135mm. But as I soon find out, there are two versions of it, the 3.5 and the 2.5. And the general consent seems to be that the 3.5 is the one to get. It's sharper, lighter, more compact, and so on. Obviously, the only one I could find was the 2.5. So I got it anyway, and I gotta say, yes, it is kind of hefty. I mean, look at this front element, it's quite big. But at the same time, it's not too heavy or too big. It's, a fair, usable size and weight. And the barrel does extend when focusing up close and retracts when focusing up to infinity, but still it's not that big. I bought it a few months ago now, and since then I've found myself coming back to it time and time again. It's a lens that keeps giving. I really enjoy shooting with it. And as you probably all know by now, I prefer longer lenses to short and wide ones. And this one really reminds me of my Konica 135 2.8. They are really similar, although this is a little bit bigger, but we will discuss more about that in a specific dedicated video, if you want to. Unfortunately, I haven't shot any portraits with this lens, my favorite kind of photography, because we are in a complete lockdown here in Italy, but still, I had the chance to try it out in different situations and environments, so here are some samples. Before getting back to the review, I was checking the numbers of the channel and realized that 98% of the viewers are not subscribed. So if you enjoy the content, please consider subscribing. It would really help me out. With that said, what are the pros and cons of this lens? Well, as I said, it is kind of hefty, but not too heavy, not too big. So the size is not really a problem. Sure, if you go around all day with this and the camera around your neck, it will strain you a little bit, but it's not too much. As for image quality, between f2.5 and f4, it's a little bit on the soft side, less contrasty, less sharp. From f4 on, it gets really sharp. Background blur, it's really soft and creamy at 2.5 and gets a little bit sharper with more defined bokeh at f4, still being very pleasant. Colors are obviously very comparable to the 40mm 1.8, but where the 40mm 1.8 gets kind of glowy wide open, this 135 does not. It still has that hint of glowiness, but it's way more contained. The minimal focusing distance is 1.2 meters, which is actually not that bad. And checking the catalog that I have of the Konica Hexanon lenses, yes, I have an original catalog, the 3.5 version has a longer minimum focusing distance at 1.5 meters, so that's a plus for this one. So are there any cons to this lens? Well, yes, chromatic aberration. It is really present and visible at 2.5, but it gets more controlled by f4. Still a little bit present, but less prominent. It can be an issue for someone. For me, it hasn't been so far. Flaring doesn't seem to be an issue. It didn't show up in the pictures and videos I took so far, but I cannot be sure, so I won't go into much detail about that. I will let you know in the future. So overall, what is my impression of this lens? It's a good lens. It is fairly comparable to my Tokina 135 2.8, although the colors are way more contrasty and sharp in this lens than on the Tokina. But as I said, if you're interested, or even if you're not, I'll probably do it the same, I will shoot a video comparing the two lenses. And one last thing, as I already said, I want to shoot the Konica Autoreflex TC, the camera that came with the 40mm 1.8, and this lens to see the results on film. So stay tuned for that. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. And also let me know if you have had any experiences with this lens or the 3.5 version. Don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed the content, and I will see you in the next video.